Energy, get that up.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video is gonna be about dating as a foreigner. And the expert on that is gonna be my friend Alex here.
Yeah. Hello. Expert at dating and expert at being a foreigner.
Okay. Focus, focus. Focus, focus. So, I want to introduce properly our my very first guest to my video. I want to introduce him properly. This is Alex.
Yes.
Alex, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and like what makes you able to talk about being a foreigner?
Oh, okay, wow. So I'm foreign.
Okay.
So basically, okay, so my little compressed version of my life story, I was born and raised in Johannesburg, South Africa, which is one of the biggest cities down there. South Africa is also a country in Africa. Get it right.
Africa?
Africa?
But why are you Asian?
Oh my god, Karen, you can't just... So anyways, basically, okay, so this is... I'm gonna touch on that, but basically I moved to America recently because that's where I am now, but I get this a lot, like a lot of confusion about like what's going on here because I am from Africa and I look Asian and I sound like I'm from Europe. Or Australia. People think I'm Australian. So it's just like very confusing for people in America because it's just like those three things are just so separate. Anyway, so basically, yeah, my parents are from South Africa and South Africa is like a very diverse country, like it's like a huge melting pot, so we all look different, and then so I just happen to look this way. I'm like actually very mixed, and that's how I identify.
So like your mom is Chinese,
yes,
and your dad is African?
Well, he's like pretty mixed himself. He's white passing. Like if you look at him, you're like he's white, but he looks slightly ethnic. It's because he also has like island blood in him, and also like Indian blood and like Native African and stuff. So it's like he's like white, but you know he's not like. So yeah. So but at the end of the day, I don't identify with any one of those
outside culture.
Yeah, I don't identify with any of those ethnicities by themselves, like specifically. So I'm like, the way I see myself is just the combination is what makes me who I am. And so yeah, so I'm from, lived in South Africa for 15 years of my life. So like a hefty part, which was enough for me to like build my foundations as a person. And then I moved to America when I was 15, and which was like a while ago. So I've been here for a fair amount of time where I've been able to assimilate into American culture and be able to navigate without being obvious like a foreigner. Do you know what I mean? It's
he's
not
17,
like,
so...
so it's been 2 years. Oh my god. So...
if this camera does not stay focused, bitch...
It's just going in and out.
Okay, we're sitting too close, I think. Because the focus point is here, so like it's trying to focus on that point and your face and my face. Do you see what I mean?
She's doing a lot.
Yeah, she's...
Yeah, okay, so yeah, that means I'm foreign, and that means, and then so I only really like dated in America. So like by that, what that means is that I've always dated as a foreigner. Do you know what I mean? Like I've never like dated a South African, so it's like the only experience I've ever had is being like someone who's not from here. And that does kind of affect the way that I go about relationships and dating and like meeting people and stuff.
So do you feel like sometimes when people find out that you're foreign, they're like, oh, like that's hot, like that's exotic, and like they're fetishizing a little bit your foreignness?
Yes. Yeah, so like I mean I get it in two ways, which is like being like kind of like fetishized as like a foreigner who's from Africa and has, or like if they find out that I have an accent, and then also like for being Asian presenting, I get like that side of it too. So normally when people find out that I'm foreign, it like raises interest, which is cool because then that makes me kind of a standout, but at the same time it's like they're focusing on me as like a foreigner and like how I grew up and stuff rather than like more
just
about like
you,
me,
like,
you know what I mean? Yeah, so it's like, which is fine because I mean where I grew up is kind of like a big part of my identity, but it's not the only thing that makes me interesting.
Plus you've been in the United States for so long,
yeah.
And it's like, why I can be more than just this.
Yeah, like exactly. I don't want my identifier to be that I am foreign or like that I'm South African specifically.
I totally agree. I find that I like run into this a lot of times where like in the past before I got married, I was finding guys who are like, oh, I bet you have a big black dick or big black cock, or like, oh, I love black men, or it was always like a black,
yeah, that's
like a
yeah,
black something, and like I just feel like I'm more than black. Like
yeah,
I feel like
exactly.
I can be educated, I can be uneducated,
right.
Whatever, but like give me a different label than just being black, and I guess what you're trying to say is like give me a different label than just being African or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm also Alexander. I also am an artist. I also like to show my ass on Instagram.
T. Facts. But yeah, exactly. And then going on to the way the way I look, because I have like prominent Asian features, so that's like another thing that like some people are like, oh my god, you're such a hot Asian or whatever, and I'm like, why is that important to you? Like, why is that? Like, what does that
Taiwanese,
mean?
like Filipinese?
Oh, I get that all. They're always like, are you
Japanese?
Filipino?
Are you Koreanese?
Koreanese? Are you Barbadiosan? Are you Samoanese?
Are you
girl?
like, what are you? Like what are you? What are you? Hawaiianese?
Hawaiianese. I get a lot of Filipino and like Polynesian island type things that people ask.
Vibes. It's probably that. Who put this blonde streak in your hair?
Who did that? I think you did.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm also like very tan, so it's like.
But I think what lends some of that is like your accent too, kind of
Probably
is like, well, maybe not. Maybe your accent kind of goes the opposite way because you talked about it being people mistaking it for Australian.
Yeah.
And I have a story about that before he gets into his accent.
Okay.
When I met Alex, I literally thought he was putting it on. Like, I thought he was lying. I was like, oh god, this guy. We met in a group setting and he was like, hello everybody, I'm Alex. Which I was like, why the fuck did you do that? In retrospect, I asked him like, why did you do that? Because it was so jarring, because the next step he was like, hello everybody, my name's Alex. And I was like, do you have an accent or not? And like, as we kept going on, the months and months that we like worked together in that group setting, I was like, I was telling all my friends, I was telling everybody, I was like, he's lying.
You were like, don't trust him.
Yeah, don't trust him. There's something about it, because he's like telling everybody that he's like South African or whatever, and he has this accent, and like it goes in and out. And then after like really meeting Alex and like understanding him, and like he's one of my best friends, and now I realize like, okay girl, this is not fake, even though I say it all the time.
I know, you still joke about it being fake, and
but that's because it was actually embarrassing that I was like calling you out for that, but like I just never heard it before. Exactly. And so like I was like, what is it, like a fake Australian or a fake British? But like it's so much more than that.
Yeah, oh yeah, and I've actually I've had an experience going back to like, is it fake? I one time I was talking to this one girl from Virginia or somewhere down there, and she was like, every time you talk, like I think that like you're like pretending to put an accent on, but you keep forgetting. I was like, excuse me, what do you mean by that? So she really thought that like every time I like spoke to her, she thought I was just pretending like I was foreign. Like, who has the energy to do that besides that girl from The Bachelor?
Colton, what's your name? Bree,
Bree,
so nice to meet you.
nice to meet you. You got a nice accent. Where are you from?
The accent is Australian. I was hoping that you're kind of a sucker for accents.
I
Didn't know
am.
what you think about it.
I love it. I'll see you inside, all right?
Okay, sounds good. I'm not really Australian, but you have to do what you can to stand out.
So that's either way. I think it's just like as Americans, we just like don't know how to categorize it. And,
Exactly, and it's because I've realized that since I've been in America, there are like almost no South Africans here, mainly because a lot of South Africans don't like Americans or America, so that we just don't move here. I'm like different though, so I'm here and I'm chilling, but sipping. So going back to dating.
Do you feel like, okay, so the type of guys that you're into, like you said that it's a mix, like some of them are into the like, oh, that's exotic or whatever, but like, is it really, like, is it all it's cracked up to be? Do you feel like you are at a disadvantage dating as a foreigner versus either culturally or whatever? I know you've been here for a while, but
Yeah.
do you feel like you're at a disadvantage dating guys here? And what kind of guys? Like, is it all
Yeah.
white guys? Is it all frat guys? Is it all, like, what is it?
That was like a loaded question, but yeah, so anyways,
It's a
yeah,
little baked potato.
a loaded baked potato with like arugula on top.
Ew, bitch. Anyway.
Yeah, so basically, I think when push comes down to it, I feel like basically it's cool dating as a foreigner because I do get like it's easy to get attention that way. And I know that's like kind of like dumb sounding, but it's like people are automatically interested because they don't know like about where like who I am basically.
It's like
And
a door opener.
Yeah, it's a door opener, but then it's also like in terms of dating, because that's just like if I can catch your interest like from the get-go, but then like obviously like down the road like I can't like have the entire relationship built on like me just being a foreigner. Do you know what I mean? Like I can't carry that, like I can't be interesting just by being a foreigner. And it also depends on like whether or not like the person that I'm talking to is like interested in like worldly cultures and worldly affairs and things like that. Do you know what I mean? Like some people, like a lot of white guys are like super into dating themselves. You know what I mean? Like it's sort of
I'm married to a white man, so
okay. Well, you know,
I look just like him.
you look just like him because they're twins. But yeah, so basically some people like I feel like don't care if I sound different. Some people might find it annoying actually. Yeah, but that's like that, and then you're like, I hate the way you sound.
I didn't say that. That's actually interesting for me to hear that someone would find it annoying, because for me, I would think that me dating someone, like you said, it's like, oh, this is great, this is different than me, this is,
yeah.
you know.
But not everyone's like that, and like there are people who are scared of different and always gravitate to what they're comfortable and what they recognize. Do you know what I mean? And so I do also get like some crude jokes because it's like yes, I'm from like literally Africa, but then like, you know, then I get
Crude
a
jokes
joke.
like what?
Huh?
Like what?
Oh, like jokes about like does Africa have like electricity and stuff like that?
Oh, that's stupid. Does Africa have electricity?
I know.
Like, oh,
Like,
like,
yeah,
I would think
like, I
like,
mean-
oh, are you all T'Challa? Like, or like, what kind of dick do you like? What kind of dick do you like?
Are you actually asking me this right now?
No, I'm saying Wakanda.
Wakanda. I hate that. I like just got it. I thought you were trying to talk like me.
No.
Wakanda.
Wakanda dick.
Wakanda dick.
Wakanda
Because
dick.
that's like almost like how I would say it, Wakanda.
Oh,
So that's why I thought you were like
that's not my joke now.
this is too much right now. But yeah, like at the end of the day, I think it has its ups and downs and it has its obstacles, and you have to overcome like people who are very close-minded. Because also like, especially for me, because I'm not like a citizen or an immigrant or anything like that. Well, I'm I'm planning on being an immigrant, basically. But it also brings up a lot of other things, as like when you date a foreigner, having to know that if you want to commit to them, then there's a lot more that comes with it. Like in terms of like, we were to get married, there's like so much paperwork that goes into it, and then you'd have to deal with immigration and things like that. So it really, yeah, like that's like another thing that is like, you know, like I have in a rollaway bag like behind me, like if you want to like actually be with me, girl, there's all of this to unpack.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, you've been there, so
I have. I have. Okay, so do you feel like, okay, so like, I mean, I guess I can't really ask this because you were only 15 when you came here, so I would say like, is the dick better than here in the United States or in South Africa? But
yeah, I did not lose my virginity in South Africa.
I did.
In South Africa?
No. But I mean,
here's the thing, I haven't been back to the homeland literally in 7 years.
Okay, see, that's the thing. We need to look up some sexy South African men.
I know, but basically,
who's South African that is like, oh hot damn.
Probably a lot
Sexy
of people. There are a lot of very attractive people in South Africa. But and also what's so fun about South Africans is that like they're super cultured and they have rhythm. They're like really good at dancing.
Come on.
Really? That's fun.
Visit Espresso. Oh, we know that show, Espresso.
Espresso? Oh.
This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso. Happy New Year if you just joined us live on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now, we've brought you all kinds of entertainment. Women to Women is in our studio. The 3 coolest girls ever. You've heard them on your radios with the coolest band too. I'll tell you more about them later, but here they are with Irreplaceable.
To the left. To the left, to the left. To the left, to the left. Everything you own in a box. To the left, in the closet. That's my stuff. Yes, if I bought it, say, don't touch. Don't touch. Keep telling that mess, that's fine. Could you walk and talk at the same time? And it is my name that is on that mix. So remove your bag so I can call you a cab. I'm staying.
You know, just like
Twitter.
Twitter, liked by Jordan. Remember when Wheels on Wheels?
Meals on Wheels. Oh, I got a like from Meals on Wheels.
Deals on Wheels. Wheels on Deals.
So ultimately, being a foreigner,
yeah.
positive or negative? In the United States, positive or negative?
Specifically in the United...
For you.
For me, because that also, like...
It's subjective,
It is,
so
yeah,
for you.
I'm gonna say for me, positive.
Okay.
I'm gonna say positive. Like, yes, there are hurdles and other things that like come with like make dating different, like a different experience like I would have compared to someone who's been here the whole time. But at the end of the day, I don't know, like I feel like if obviously I would have to find someone who's like really like into like culture and like worldly affairs and things like that.
If they don't like
But,
culture.
yeah, then like,
Forget about it.
yeah. I just need someone who's like super open-minded and like, you know, but at the end of the day, like I think that's exciting. And I'm excited to date people who aren't like me. Do you know what I mean? Like it's fun dating Americans because their life is so different from mine, so then it's like it keeps things interesting.
Their life is so different than what it was.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
You're basically American now. I mean, you're not, but you are.
Yeah, it's like I've lived here for so long, like I feel girl driving down the road, down the 405, I live here.
So if you want to follow, keep in touch with Alex, you can follow him on his Instagram.
Yes, which is Africant.
And his Twitter.
Which is Alexander Huafe.
Correct. And you can follow me on my Instagram that I don't remember the name of. No, Greg Scott. And you can follow me on Twitter, Greg Scott.
Which will be linking right in front of my face.
Sure. If you like
it won't be there, I promise. Like, what? I'm gonna watch this video at home, like in like a week or something, and it's gonna be like me. and I'm gonna be an idiot, just like, click here, click my face.
Thanks for watching my video, everyone. If you like that video and want to see videos more like that about sex and relationships, please subscribe down below or give us a little thumbs up. And send us a message down in the comments and let us know, like, are you foreign and you're having issues with dating as a foreigner? Do you have positives, negatives? Like,
Yeah.
let us know your experience about dating as a foreigner.
Feedback.
And if you have any questions you would love to be asked on the series, please let us know.
Fabulous.
Thank ya.
Thank ya. Thanks.
Never want to talk to you again.